All right. Okay, I thought I unmuted on Discord, but Louis, hello. We
Oh,
can't believe you won this. This is your first tournament win. How do you feel, Louis?
feel awesome.
That is great. So, Louis, have you had much experience with the draft before you entered this tournament?
And no, it's my first draft.
First draft, really? So, what did you kind of think of the format? Did you think it was fun?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I need to turn you down a little bit. Alright, so, uh, one question I did want to ask you. So, how did you find out about Tableturf tournaments? The music is too loud. Okay, let me turn it down.
Um,
How
I don't
did,
know.
how,
It was a friend. His name is Yuvin.
his name is Yuvin.
Maybe you heard of him.
It's, yeah, Yuvin is... Yuvin is one of our top players. I know he's gotten a couple of Swedish people into the game, which is pretty cool. Would you say Yuvin is your favorite? Who's someone you look up to?
And no, I look up to myself.
That's... Okay, that's pretty base. Pretty... base, Louis. So, yeah, so this is actually our first turn where we kind of run it from, like, a European time zone instead of an American time zone. What country are you from, Louis? Are you also from Sweden, like,
Yeah,
from Yuvin?
Sweden.
Interesting, interesting. So, I know for every set you had to use a different deck. What was your best deck that you kind of made in this tournament?
I think maybe this last one.
The
I don't
last... The last...
remember.
Okay, the last pool was, like, ridiculous. Like, it had so many good cards. Both you and DBL had really good decks for the last, for Grand Finals, which is really awesome. Would you say DBL was, like, your hardest opponent in this tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although there was no marigold in any draft. It's just very.
yeah, that was... Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Yuvin has been kind of experimenting with, like, Marigold, Fish Stick, like, Ember... Like, those kinds of cards. Marigold is very much underexplored. And it's really weird, because, like, Marigold is in the starter deck, right? But he's really not... I don't know, but he's really messed around. I think it's because his special point is so hard to activate. Because you have to activate both of his eyes, and it's just a lot of commitment. There's not... I think you can do it, like, with Embers, the Squid Sisters, stuff like that. So, pretty interesting. Louis, what is your favorite card, that you kind of used in this tournament? Like, what's your...
Firefin.
Firefin! Yeah, I saw you went for a Firefin combo, kind of like in one of those games. Something that we've never seen before. Is that something Yuvin told you about, or is that something you came up with?
Yeah, that's something you've been told me about.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, at least in the Western scene, there's not a ton of players actively deck building. I mean, I noticed a lot in Japan, like, there's competitive players, right? But there's also deck builders like Hayate, and, I think there's another person, I don't remember who. But, and they have... and they're valued as much as the competitive players. And I think we definitely need more people like that, kind of in the scene.
Oh my sir.
Oh yeah, Bowmiser plays, but I think he's mostly like a deck builder, so that's true. Nobody, shouts to Nobody, 3507. Or, he really reminds me of you. He used to do a lot of that a long time ago, back in, like, the kind of the OG, like, simulator era, and DBL has been around since that era. And I'd say DBL, like, he's still pretty consistently, like, if we had to make a player ranking, I'd definitely, like, put him, like, in the top 10. I don't know, like, where I would put him, just because, tournaments are so, like, super wild, and, like, I don't think DBL is at every tournament, because he's actually in a team, I believe, so, yeah. Louis, do you like to go for, bigger decks, or do you like to go for kind of smaller decks in Tableturf?
I like big decks, but yeah, in draft, maybe they can be a bit smaller.
Yeah, I think definitely in draft you can't you can't necessarily control that very much. So that makes a ton of sense, honestly. Unfortunately, we cannot offer you a prize today, because TST has... Yeah, there is no prize. This is more of a casual series. The next TST is going to be in a couple of weeks. We have not really decided the twist yet, but this draft thing has been super cool. Shoutouts to Yuvan, he made the website, and it worked pretty well. It definitely worked a little bit better than the simulator. I saw some very weird stuff in the simulator today.
That almost every set had some error.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, it definitely...
I'm gonna get like a list of...
Yeah, I should probably go DM the... Yeah, if anyone had any issues with the simulator, go tell the dev, please. I mean, they can't make it better unless you tell them what's wrong. So yeah, they're on Discord. It's Andrios, Celos. I think he's Australian, so I don't know if he's awake right now, but
yeah, I'm also going to tell Juvin a bit of improvements as well. I think
that's great.
Add a map.
Oh yeah. Yubin was telling me a bit about that before the tournament. But that'd be really cool, honestly. I think there could be like a separate draft, maybe not something ran by us, but there could be like a separate draft league, because I think this is a super interesting format. Louis, I don't think we have anything else.
I still have a question.
Sure, Jack, sure.
Okay, Oppenheimer. In that one game, I picked all of your 312s. All of the possible 312s. Did you think that was like kind of an issue if I would have played a bit like better in that game? Like, do you think taking all the 312s, if there are like only 312s on the board, do you think taking all of them is the meta in this game mode?
Not that often, but maybe if you have like the opportunity, if you have maybe Inkstorm, Big Bubbler, Booyah Bomb or something. But I think mostly I just had really good line deck to combat. You had like this checkerboard and all kinds. I think your deck didn't really work out and wasn't really specials, the 312 part.
Yeah, it was kind of random. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that taking cards is definitely a part of the meta when it comes to the draft format. But I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting what Glue did against you, because you really like to use, the combo that you've been popularized, the Octobomber plus Empiri, as a base building tool. Glue actually took away, I think it was Octobomber from you, right away, because it's the awareness.
You took Empiri from him.
Yes. Yeah. So, it was... I think it's really interesting trying to look at the card pool and think of all the combos and say, okay, what kind of combos can my opponent go for with these cards, and what can I take away from them and use for myself? So, I think that's a pretty interesting... I think it's a very interesting aspect of it. And yeah, it's something, Oppenheimer is... I would not suggest you to do that in the future. I don't think I have any other questions for you, because I've never interviewed you before. But congrats on your first tournament win. I hope to see another tournament, maybe in the future. I don't know how much Tableturf you play, but we're going to interview DBL now. Again, the results will be on Seno.Inc. So, yeah, you'll get to see it. Have a good day, Louis. We will see you later.
Bye.
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 Okay, DBL Cookies, you can talk now. You're not trapped in purgatory anymore.
Yay.
Okay, first of all, what the hell happened in that match? He, used Snatcher to, cause a draw. Explain your thought process there.
Well,
That was crazy. Like, that was really crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Well, it was just 50-50 moment. Well, I saw earlier that I have spot for this nature, and well, I thought it will be on turn 11, but well, it was for the last turn, and I guess it was even better in this case.
Yeah, so you're one of the few players in the scene besides Glue to actually, like, use Stature, unironically. Like, not just because, like, you know, it's a low tier, but you genuinely really see something in Snatcher. I kind of talked about it with you in the past. Maybe I'll bring it up again. But, you know, this is our first TS2 of a European time zone. Hope everyone likes the time zone change. Most of our scene is European. What did you think of the draft format?
Well, in my opinion, it's really awesome, and I would like to play it again. Well, basically, it's really interesting to see how you will make a deck with like restricted pool, and well, it makes you think different.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you use a different deck for every set. So it's like, once you choose that deck, you have to use it for possibly the entire set. So it has to be as consistent as possible, you know, with what RNG allows. What was your favorite deck that you kind of made in this tournament?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I guess it was deck against glue.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I like that deck. So I noticed a lot, use Dapples and use the Dapple card. So you're also one of the few people to use Dapples. Kirby was the only one to use it for a while, and you started using it, and now I see the player Jack Shaney, he uses those cards a lot in a Thunderpoint deck. What do you like about Dapple Dualies?
Well, basically, I guess in both decks with Dapples are good for base combo with Kelly or Marie, and well, sometimes they even work with some other cards that they can place in the middle of the map, something like this. So, well, it's hard to use, but I kinda get used to it.
I think donut cards are definitely, like, really underexplored. And I think it's definitely an archetype. Some players are starting to figure out, you know, donut cards more. We see the Japanese using Gnarly Eddie a lot. I don't know if you saw that in the Crew Showdown. People use Gnarly Eddie a lot, and people like Yuvin are using Gnarly Eddie, and people are actually starting to really figure out that it's really good for base building and putting it around the starting block and stuff. But yeah, I agree. Dapples is like really compact, and you can use it in a lot of different spots, and it fits around a lot of stuff. So yeah, you also, I know there's certain cards you've used for quite some time, and the Squid Sisters is one of those cards. Personally, I don't view the Squid Sisters very highly. I like Harmony more. What do you like about the Squid Sisters? Like, I know you use it for base building, but what do you like about Callie Marie?
Well, in my decks they have different roles, so basically I have Marie for Thunderpoint, and
Yeah.
basically it has, well, both properties, so I can use as starter or as base fill-in. I have some combos for it. And Kelly, well, I use it only for River Drift, and basically it's, well, for base combo in the left corner.
Yeah, that's, it definitely seems map specific.
Yeah, and I guess I haven't found better for River Drift. Or just really like this combo. Maybe I will find something new later. But for now I will stick with it.
Interesting. So, I have not interviewed you in a while. I don't remember what your favorite card is. I know you like a couple of them. You know, what's your favorite card, just right now in general?
Well, in general, not for today.
Yeah, just, not today, but just in general.
Well, I still believe in Captain.
In what?
Captain.
Oh, Captain. Okay.
Yes.
Your accent is very, very thick. But I can understand you
Well-
most of the time. Captain is really good, honestly. But I didn't see Captain at all this tournament. Isn't that crazy? Like,
Well, it's... I don't know, just luck. Weird luck.
yeah, it's... Yeah, like, I saw all the other 6 costs, but never Captain. And I don't know. I mean, Captain is... I still think it's one of the best openers in the game, unless we get, like, a bigger... Like, unless we get more cards in, like, kind of the 16 and the 17 category. But there's a lot of cards that can compete with it. And I think there's a lot of... You know, there's still counterplay that... Heavy really messes up Captain and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad that people really like this format, and thank you to Yuvin for... excuse me. Thank you to Yuvin for making the website. And this is a really fun idea for a tournament. I made the signups literally 4 days ago, and we got like 9 registered players. 2 of them didn't check in, because one of them was a troll. The other one was slept in. So, that's kind of the name of the bracket. But, yeah, it's really awesome. I don't... Yeah, what am I going to say? Are you going to play more TSDs? You know, since they're now, you know, at a European-friendly time zone?
Well, I guess I'll participate in some TSDs later.
Yeah, it's every 2 weeks on a Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. I don't think we'll cancel it anytime soon. It's been going pretty well. It's definitely more of like kind of the niche series that we have going on here at TBS, at the TBS org, and it's been pretty successful. We've tried out lots of different concepts. Yeah, lots of different concepts, to be honest. So, I think that's all I have, DBL. Congrats on second. And, yeah, I think there might be another draft tournament in the future. I don't really know if it's going to be from us, but... Yeah, stay on the lookout for that. Have a good night. Or, yeah. Have a good night, DBL. And we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for playing. Bye.
Okay, bye.